So we will start. You, Dr. Japoor, or
yeah. So it's up to you, Mohammed.
no, you. I think because Caroline.
Okay, I thought you will introduce the event. It's okay. It's okay. So let me say thank you, Mohammed, and thank you to all Qānūn team members for inviting me to this interesting event. I would especially like, in my capacity as acting director of the Human Rights Research and Education Center, to congratulate you on the realization of this great initiative. I'm sure that the launching of your Qānūn platform will be no doubt new and valuable research tools for Arabic-speaking scholars and the public at large. And I'm sure that your platform responds to a real need for Arabic-speaking researchers, as I said, by allowing them to have access quickly and easily to the various human rights convention and tools ratified by Arab states. So it's a great pleasure for our center to host and to support your event. You have always our support. And I would like to say also many thanks to Caroline Fouché, our communication responsible, and to Viviane Fernandez, our assistant director, for their great work. I'm really happy to be here. I will learn from you guys today. So permettez-moi allow me to say a few words in French, since we are in a bilingual institution. Je vous remercie beaucoup pour cette invitation. Votre plateforme Qānūn, je suis sûr qu'elle répond à un besoin. Les chercheurs arabes vont avoir un accès facile aux différents instruments de droit international auxquels les pays arabes, les États arabes ont adhéré. Et j'espère, I wish que you will continue on this path and that your initiative will be a bigger and more bigger than today. Je vous souhaite tout le succès pour votre initiative. J'espère que Qānūn va s'élargir pour devenir la référence pour tous les chercheurs arabes en matière d'instruments de droit international relatifs aux droits de la personne. إنني سعيد جدا أن أكون معكم اليوم، وهذا أنا أتكلم الآن بالعربية لأنني أدرك أن العديد من المشاركين هم من أصول عربية ويتقنون اللغة العربية، فأنا سعيد جدا بكوني معكم اليوم. وأنا متيقن أن القانون هذا ستكون أداة مهمة لكل الباحثين العرب للتعرف على مختلف المعاهدات والآليات القانونية الدولية التي صادقت عليها الدول العربية فيما يخص حقوق الإنسان. الحقيقة هناك حاجة إلى مثل هذه المشاريع، خاصة أنه العديد من الباحثين العرب يجدون صعوبة في التعرف على مختلف الأدوات القانونية الدولية المصادقة عليها من قبل الدول العربية. شكرا محمد كل فريق قانون. نحن نحتفل بكم وباسمي الخاص وباسم إدارة مركز البحوث والتدريس لحقوق الإنسان بجامعة أوتاوا. نتمنى لكم كل النجاح. ولعلمكم فمركز البحوث هذا هو من أكبر مراكز البحوث في أمريكا الشمالية، فنحن إذا نحتفي بكم ونشجعكم ونشد على أيديكم. وأنا هنا معكم لإثراء معلوماتي معكم. أشكركم جزيل الشكر باسمي وباسم كل الإدارة، كارولين فوشي، فيفيان فرنانديز، وكذلك جون باكر الذي هو معكم في المشروع. شكرا محمد، لك مني كل التشجيع.
شكرا جزيلا دكتور فتحي. Thank you so much, Dr. Japoor, for the introduction and for all the support. تحية لكم جميعا. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. I'm so delighted to welcome all of you to the official launch of Qānūn, the Arabic human rights platform. I am so grateful for all your attendance and support. Special thanks for the Human Rights Research and Education Center, special Dr. Japoor, Dr. Baker, Vivian, and Caroline for all the support you have been providing the launching the Qānūn and hosting the event. And it's not the first time the Human Rights Center has hosted previously several initiatives for human rights defender from the Arab diaspora for 2 years before. However, perhaps the question I'm here to address today is why Qānūn? And to answer that, in 2014, I was lucky enough to be selected for the Fulbright-Humphrey Scholarship in Law and Human Rights at the American University Washington College of Law. The richness and the diversity of law courses, including of human rights, make it difficult to decide on which course to choose. As fortunate as I was to be selected by the Humphrey Scholarship, which offers only 1 or 2 seats per year to students from Yemen in all fields, this was actually the beginning of an idea that has stuck with me ever since. In contrast to this diversity of human rights and their contemporary approaches and application classes, I used to compare that with the law school's requirements in many Arabic universities on human rights, or at least in my personal experience. Another reason I would reveal you a secret today. It's the language challenge I faced, especially in the first few months, that planted the idea into my head and urged me to ask, what if an individual did not receive this scholarship, or he or she does not satisfy the English language requirement? What are the Arabic sources and references he can use for research and studies? Given that human rights instruments are as a branch of international law, research and studies have been conducted in European languages, primarily English, which deprived Arabic speakers of the possibility to learn, benefit, and contribute to these fields of human rights. Translation has always been a great historical source for mediums for interaction between civilizations and transfer human knowledge in various fields. As I'm speaking right now, I'm grateful to Mr. Basim, who, without him providing simultaneous interpretation, we wouldn't be able to hold this conversation and discussion now. The word Qānūn itself is an example of culture cross-fertilization between civilization and languages. Qānūn is originally a Latin word. Canon is an alternative way of spelling it. But it has been so embedded in Arabic context to the level that many of Arabic speakers will think it's an original Arabic word. I like here to a quote by Lewis that goes, it is no longer possible to imbue any fields of culture and law with an isolated nationalism or particular racial group, end of quote. However, Qānūn is a place where we are creating a platform to bridge the language barriers for Arabic speakers, respective human rights scholars and practitioners. Human rights are not a luxury and is not a subject for elites and professionals. Rather, it should be, in my view, to become a knowledge available to the widest possible audience. the subject need to become a common culture for which people feel the obligation to protect these rights. Recognizing the lack of awareness of many human rights principles and their applications is the first step to making progress or improving the reality of human rights. So these abstract concept of human rights can then be converted into a reality, in people's social and cultural lives, a reality protected by the rule of law, or a law protected by the society's awareness. As is the case with other abstract legal and philosophical concepts, it is still okay for these legal human rights concepts to take their time in terms of discussion and debate, provided that it in an open dialogue with no taboos. Human rights deserve to be acknowledged in the local context in a way that makes them interactive and not just an echo of what other societies deal with, and also to be rooted in local legal jurisprudence and languages of local communities, together with interacting with the human rights discourse at the global level to help review and enrich the Arabic content. And to clarify and confirm that when I say Arabic, we mean the language, not the race, not a religion. The Arabic countries that are members to the Arabic League has several and multiple nationalities, ethnicities, and languages. Arabic is a language like English or French today. It's not a nationality, it's not a religion. This is exactly what Qānūn seeks to achieve through its platform, to mediate and facilitate the interaction between experts from the Middle East and North Africa and their peers in the West. However, the journey of 1,000 miles starts from beneath your feet. The first step we are taking today is the launch of Qānūn Archive of international human rights. For international human rights treaties. We have collected over 50 treaties, put them in an easy research tool, an archive, available in both Arabic and English, HTML and PDF versions, with some primarily information about the Arab countries member to each treaty. This is still a modest step in our broader and more comprehensive plan. The repository of treaties and other international instruments is the foundation upon which we will build the platform to continue increasing access to information about human rights for Arabic speakers worldwide. Qānūn's goal is to exist as a comprehensive platform to broadly increase human rights education in the MENA region. We have set ourselves a great task, and we promise that we will do our best to support the case and the cause of better understanding of human rights. I am so optimistic about Qānūn's distinguished team, your attendees, the great interaction, and the willingness of so many to cooperate and work together. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us and share your feedback and comments, if any. I can assure you that we will take them seriously. Thank you again for all your time. Thanks to Human Rights Research Center for the support. And last but not least, please join me to thank my dear friend, our graphic designer, Rahman Jabir. Without actually his comments and hard work, Qānūn would not be have existed today. Thank you again.
Thank you, Mohammed. Interesting, very interesting.
Thank you.
My next.
So, yeah, well, now I'm glad to have my supervisor at the American University, Professor Padida Allahi. I'm so glad that she's speaking today in behalf of Qānūn's advisory board. Please welcome.
Thank you, Muhammad. When Muhammad asked me to make a comment and told me about Qānūn, I was so pleased because from the time that he arrived here as part of our Fulbright program, which is called the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship Program from Yemen, there was something very unique about him, and that was his desire to understand why there is so much cruelty going on around in the world. And of course, the events that unfolded in Yemen just made things even more difficult. At our law school, we are very committed to human rights. We have an academy for human rights, a center for human rights. So I really do appreciate, and I want to thank at the beginning, the Human Rights and Research Center at the University of Ottawa, a university with which we also have a partnership through our law school. And I want to thank Professor Fadali and Caroline Fouché and everybody else who has helped Muhammad. I am so thrilled. And I do believe that there is a vacuum and there is a need. There's a lot of work, obviously, that has been done in the inter-American system. I think we've been in the forefront of that. There's a lot in the European system. But I think the region of Middle East and North Africa has been sort of left behind in many ways, and this in the legal sense. And I think this is another one. And so this project, I hope, is just a beginning of much wider collaboration with the region. And if I can be of any help in any way in this partnership, I'm more than happy. I want to make a few remarks about how just human rights and how we have come about. We need to remember that our current legal order is the post-World War II order. That was set up in a strange way that distinguished between what were economics and what was non-economic. So we ended up creating these economic international institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and ultimately the World Trade Organization. And then we have all these human rights mechanisms, international human rights mechanisms. The reality is all of this is artificial. And if you look at the history of our region, and if you look at the history of the Middle East, and you actually have an understanding of Islamic law, you understand that this economic, non-economic distinction is really very, very artificial. And it's actually a creation of those who believe that we need to sort of universalize some values, but they don't talk to each other. And then we ended up in the international human rights law with the Cold War, there being a separation between civil and political rights, and then economic, social, and cultural rights. And I think all of that also served to politicize and also make the international human rights mechanism seem as it was coming up, down, and actually from the West. For too long, I think the Arabic-speaking world and the Islamic world has been seen as not being linked or understanding or of this human rights framework, which is a real error. I think that it's so important what you have just mentioned, Muhammad, that it's not about just disseminating information, and this is important, and I'm glad this is happening, and I'm glad that there's going to be access in Arabic. But I hope that you will help the human rights, international human rights movement as well. I think that there's tremendous amount of depth of understanding in the region about just human dignity, the rights of people, and it's not in contrast, or it is not in contrast to the culture of our region. So I'm hoping that whatever you do turns out being a two-way streak, that we can expand it to have thinkers from the region. We are living at the inflection point right now in the world. Everything is being questioned. So although I am delighted that we are looking at the international human rights mechanisms, which we should, There is much that I think the Arabic-speaking world can contribute, given its history, given its culture, given the richness, to what is going to happen, unfolding with us go forward. The separation that has been made, the sort of inapplicability of sometimes human rights norms in certain areas, all of that has to be resisted. And I think Qānūn plays a good role in that. I am very happy that you are looking at not only training experts and lawyers and those who are human rights activists, but hopefully disseminating this information to average citizens and people who may not have the language ability to get to the United States and have the Fulbright experience that you have had. So as someone who came from the region and has a great love for the Arabic language and for our culture and for the Islamic culture. One of the things that I do teach is comparative law and religion. And it's very important to understand that the distinction between the secular legal systems and the religious legal systems is not as great as one may think. If you look at the root of common law and civil law, the church plays a big role. In Jewish law plays a big role in Islamic law. So we are all united in much more ways than we think we are. The roots of human rights movement is not so separate from whatever has happened in whether it is Islamic law or in the Arabic speaking region. We need to bring it all together. And I'm so delighted. And I can't think of a better person than you, Muhammad, and of course, this wonderful center and Ottawa that has I have a fondness for your university to be able to start this process at a time when the world is in great need of it. So I won't take any more time, but congratulations and thank you for including me.
Thank you so much for your support, Professor Palida, and we are so delighted that you are with us today. And I guess you may all eager to see our website. I will leave you with our friends and colleagues who did the whole job, the art designer Rahman, with an orientation of the website. Dear Rahman.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon from the Netherlands. Good morning to those who are in the West, and good evening for those who are in the East. I'm happy to speak here on behalf of my small team who helped me doing this. Regarding this project, I was really happy from the beginning that to be involved in this project because usually we are used to work with people in the middle of the process, but in Muhammad's case, we were happy to start working with him from day zero, and that allow us to play a good role in all the processes, starting from the visual identity until we reach to the website. I will not speak a lot about the website, but I will just give you a quick look about it, and I would love to invite you all to navigate into it and send us through Muhammad some feedback and comments, because it's for the people actually, and we would like to know more. And it's a process that I mean we've been working for a while, but it's an ongoing process, so it's not end, and I don't think it will never end. So I will share my screen now. Do you see it?
I can see it.
See? Okay. So this is the website. We tried to simplify it as much as we could. So because we understand that this kind of website is a platform for people from a different background, like people who are not really technical people, or sometimes they are older people, so they we don't want them to be lost in the website. So we try to simplify them as much as we can, using using a really big fonts and as less as possible menus. So when you enter the website, you are directly faced by just few text here, and you can go directly to the Qānūn library, which is the core thing in the website. I will switch to the English one so you can understand. The main page in the website is Arabic, but you have the choice to go to the English one. And the website is equipped with many other tools to add other languages in the future. This is the library, which contains the treaties. They are, for now, in like dual languages, so they are in English and Arabic. You can immediately view the treaty or download it even without entering to shorten the time of navigation if you are searching for a specific thing. So you can just download it from here. Or you can enter to the treaty and see more details online. And if you decided to download it while you are reading, you can download it from here, and you can view the Arabic version of the same treaty from here. There's something wrong in the link, but that should work later. And yes, I think that's it. I will not speak much about it. And in the future, there is already features to allow articles and research to be published via the website. I think that's it. I will leave the navigation for you, and we will be happy to hear some feedback and comments from you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahman, for all the great work. We almost reach the end of our event, but we'll leave 10 minutes for any questions from the attendees or comments if they have any question about the, to address their question. Let's see here. And Professor Japour, feel free to comment.
I have a simple question. When we can have access to the website, the Qānūn website, the public, when they can have access? Since today?
Yeah, it's already available for public to attend, to explore.
Mm-hmm.
And as Abdurrahman said, this is just the beginning, and it's unfinished work. We'll keep developing the content and the technical tools. Let's check if any more questions. And I'm so grateful to the many already like people providing the support, and I can see from the comments to participate and to be involved in Qānūn team and voluntarily or not. I mean, in all different capacities. Thank you, all of you.
You have a question in French, Mohammed. I can translate it for you.
Sure.
One of the participants is asking if you will have a French version of your website. It's
actually we had we did part of that, but we couldn't finish it on time. So the French version is provide as well the the name in French and the link for the French treaties. So hopefully in the future, yes, we did part of that, but we couldn't finish it on time, so we didn't upload it to the website. Thank you for the question.
You have another question from our colleague, John Packer, the director of the center. He's asking you, in addition to access, how now do you intend to disseminate it broadly?
Well, it's a lot of work. We need to do it we have to do it in different ways, connecting with the researchers and professionals, human rights professionals from the region, and do connections from these professionals, either from the region or from the West, and look for more cooperation. And also, the main thing is looking for donors who can support the work, so we can add more to the library.
So you have many questions, Muhammad. I don't know if you have access to the question.
Thank you for taking them.
Okay, so another question from Nasim. He's asking, so he's saying, great work to Qānūn team. How will Qānūn collaborate with independent human rights organizations and civil society at large within the MENA region? How do you aim to communicate the work, and is the content purely archival, or are you updating it as these laws evolve?
Well, thanks for the question, Nasim. We'll try to definitely keep updating these treaties, and they are not much. However, regarding your question about the cooperation with human rights organizations in the region, we definitely appreciate their work, all their the work they do in the region, and we are completing each other job. We're gonna provide connecting with them, providing the materials on human rights. So we definitely will have to work together to improve and develop the content.
So I'm reading the question for you. Let me go to the other question. It's from Muhammad Radwan. He's asking, how can we join you? Is there membership opportunities?
Thank you for asking to join. Please, we have the link on the website. Contact us. So please send us through the website, a text. Give us a text, and we can then reach you and find the ways of cooperation. I appreciate that.
Next question from Suha. She's asking, will the platform be conducting any training, seminars, and educating webinars?
Well, this is a goal maybe in the future, but honestly, in the meantime, as we just launching the platform, hopefully in the future, why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends on the support of people.
Yes, depending on. Yeah.
Next question from Sharif Taba. What is the next step for the website that needs to be done? It would also like to get involved. I would like to get involved. So what's the next step for your project? That's the question.
Well, thank you. We have like many plans or how to develop the platform, either by completing the other instruments, because as I mentioned, we could only do so far over 50 human rights treaties. There's other instruments, other materials. Some actually even of the treaties are not available in Arabic, not official translation. We need to do a translation of these. And definitely to mention that is our work, not an official version of the treaty. We are also working on another on a blog where like specialists and people in the field are gonna participate by articles and sharing their opinions on several issues in human rights. And this blog will be again from Arabic and English, and the participant from across cultures.
Excellent. I think the last question from Stacy. Thank you so much for sharing this exciting new project. Many different actors in the MENA region see their work as advancing justice in different ways. How do you see the work of Qānūn relating to this concept? How Qānūn advancing justice issues?
We are we are working in providing as reliable sources and academic discussions to be more neutral in providing the knowledge itself. Definitely, as long we can spread the knowledge and the awareness of human rights professionally, it will help the understanding, because we see many people either like there is some misunderstanding about the concept of human rights. Some may think it's like a Western concept. Some may think they have some questions about the human rights. Others might stand against it. But as long we clarify a lot of concepts and clarify the issues around human rights, providing training, providing articles, provide it also in an easy talk, in easy language. That's how we're gonna help the understanding of human rights in the region.
Okay, you have another question from Niveen. Congratulations, Mohammed and team. I would like to ask if you will organize educational events and raise awareness campaign. I think you answered already this question. Do you have a plan to organize educational events and raise awareness campaign?
We have some like plan, not on a larger scale like campaign, but we have a plan to host talk and conversation in a different topics with experts who may address several issues. We'll do that in a priority of topics that related to the region, making like a panelist or talk with experts around different topics and issues.
So you have a question in Arabic language. هل يتوقف الموقع فقط في نشر المعاهدات فقط أم سيتم تنفيذ منصة تدريب? I think you answered this question in English. So Abdurrahman Ali Al-Aziz. So that's his question.
Well, شكرا أخ عبد الرحمن عزيز لسؤالك. وكما ذكرت سابقا أن المنصة المعاهدات أو الأرشيف بالمعاهدات هو فقط مقدمة لعمل أكبر. هي فقط الخطوة الأولى من مشروع أكبر وأشمل ليضم العديد من المواد حول حقوق الإنسان باللغة العربية بالتأكيد. هو الهدف من المنصة بشكل أساسي هم المستمعين العرب أو القراء والباحثين باللغة العربية. فالمعاهدات هي فقط الخطوة الأولى. سنسعى إلى تعزيز ذلك بمواد أكثر، وإضافة إلى المواد المترجمة نعمل على إنتاج العديد من البحوث التي تناقش قضايا حقوق الإنسان في المنطقة وتقدم تعريفاً لعديد من المفاهيم والقضايا الحقوقية.
I think you don't have more questions.
Thank you for all these.
Congratulations. You have another question from Emily. Can we please make sure to acknowledge and thank our interpreter before the close of the session? Thank you. For sure.
All right.
So he's doing a great job. Thank you, Bassem.
Thank you, Bassem. And I think that's all for the questions, so we can end the event. And thank you. Thank you, Dr. Japoor, for all your time and support. Thanks again for the Human Rights Center. Thanks go to Professor Baker, who supported the initiative from the first day, and for you, Vivian and Caroline, and for Professor Panida Allah, who's joined us. Thank you all for all the support and sharing the event. I'm so glad for this. So finally, this is happening.
Thank you. It's really our pleasure, and I wish you all the success, and I wish that you expand your project to other many subject or other subject, including regional and bilateral tools. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Mohammed, and thank you to Professor Alia. It's a real pleasure to meet her today, and to all the team of your Qānūn project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.